Crypto market is pumping green. We just surpassed $2 trillion market cap again. That's a good news. Now, what you need to understand is, are we gonna go super high in XRP? Is this a possibility? Yes. Trend analysis shows you that this is a possibility. The odds for that would be less, but still looking at an area in between 145 towards $500 is not a bad deal. If you look at this and say, okay, that's trend analysis, which shows you that range. What does the pattern analysis show you? What the wave analysis show you? All of these would be questions to answer. Now, if you look at this, so for example, the question whether XRP is going to definitely reach this range is still remaining as a question. But if we try to answer that, will this be a range? Will this be a range? Or what's the odds, the possibility for this? We can say 10 to 25% of possibility that we are going to reach here. Now, based on elite wave analysis, it gives you a different number, which is a little bit less. But take this into consideration. Wave 1, you did like 15x. Great. Your top was like $2 and you came back to a bottom of 0.5. Now, that's a great stuff because that's 15x for you. Why? Based on elite wave analysis, you are going to get a minimum of 2 to 3 times this one in wave 2. You put that into perspective, that's 30 to 45x. Now, where's your bottom? Your bottom is now this one, 0.5. So you take that into account and then put that, it comes towards $15 to $22 per XRP. Now, that's wave 2. Now, wave 3 is equal to or less than wave 1. So you put that into perspective, you get a maximum near $300. So wave analysis suggests that we can go up to this range. Trend analysis shows, this is kind of a higher possibility, 60-65%, whereas this one, even if it is 25%, that is still a possibility. Now, if you go to pattern analysis and others, you're going to again validate the idea of this going sky high. Now, yes, you need to look at monthly chart. Yes, you need to look at the current trend. Yes, you need to look at what's happening now and what you can anticipate for next 3 months. But if you are really an investor, you would be looking at what would be the top of wave 2, what would be the top of wave 3, where you're going to take profits, not just seeing green. Now, you look at short-term charts you're moving into and you understand like, okay, we kind of get 3 micro or nano waves in each macro waves, right? So now in a macro wave or a microwave, you're going to get tiny waves. So it's really important to understand these. Take this into consideration. Here you got this as your wave 1, then again wave 2, wave 3 in that microwave. Now that was wave 1 in macro. If you take this into consideration, you break out of your consolidation range and then you move higher. Now, yes, we do have to zoom in and look what the trend is like. We got a golden cross, and when we had golden cross, I told you, whenever you get a golden cross, you're going to come down to the moving average and test it. Even if you are having a death cross, then you're going to bounce and test the moving average and then go to the different route. Now, you came back down, you bounced. So this bounce shows you the golden cross is now coming into action. It's going to play its vital role where the MACD is just going to cross. Remember, it's in the positive territory. It hasn't crossed and it's just now going to cross. That shows you how much altitude you still have in this wave. Look at the RSI, it's just moving higher. It hasn't even reached the overbought territory. So as it reaches that range, you're going to see massive breakouts. Now, this is a chart which we created just while, and it shows you we were at 1.04. We were near a breakout in a resistance, support resistance zone and a trend line. So look at the price action now. You are just above that. You are moving a little bit above that. Look at the chart now. You see that we are slowly crossing. Now, what does that really mean? You're going to have a breakout and it's going to go high. So don't miss out when the price is going to give you opportunities. Now, yes, you definitely need to take profits as you go higher because all the assets will have multiple zones where you should be taking profits, and that's why we kind of go through that, right? If you have an asset, you need to know the exits, you need to know where you should be taking profits, right? So we do that on a regular basis. So if you are interested in that, in this wave 2 where you're going to get the maximum profit in this market cycle, do look at the Patreon. The link is given in the description below. Welcome to the Scientific Investor family, where we discuss crypto and science behind investing on a regular basis. So guys, time is right, price is moving higher, and look at this. We are reaching that top resistance and the price is just starting. So as you break above this, we just talked, we're gonna have a resistance and we are at that resistance, and as you break higher, you're gonna see momentum there. Now you put that into the right area, you're nearing that zone where you kind of have that support resistance. Fine. So as you break through, you're gonna get volume. Now zoom in, look at what the volume is doing. The volume is increasing. Great. Now that's on a daily. So when you step back into different time charts, you see this as daily chart and you have a trend here. Fine. That's going bullish. Again, you step back. This is a weekly chart. Now it shows you that we are trending higher with a golden cross to the upside and we are still bouncing, and this particular candle here shows you that the volume or the momentum is increasing. So just zoom in a little bit. This goes in as 3-day chart. Now you just saw the weekly chart, you are seeing what's happening here. Now to get a clear picture, you're going in. So last one, when you actually moved from that $0.167 towards $2, you had this structure. Great. Now what are you anticipating here? You just already did 100%, 0.5 towards $1, and wave 1 is not yet completed. You are still continuing higher. So that shows you the altitude of microwave 2 in that. So we need to go inside the charts and look at that, right? So we are going in. Say, let's actually delete all of this. Fine. So what are we looking at? What we just saw there is the microstructure. Say this one. You moved from 0.1675, you came up, you went down, then you went up, you came back. Now you hit this. Now there is a little bit of difference here if you are looking with Elliott wave. Now if you got 3 wave structure, that's fine, but the percentage of price fluctuation is different. Say you got like 120% in the first one, and then when you take this one, you got like 220. Okay, say 2 times, somewhere close to that. But on the third wave for XRP, it actually did like crazy number, right? 350%. So based on Elliott wave, we usually say wave 2 is the biggest wave and wave 3 is the smallest one. You still got 3 wave structures, but third wave was the biggest one. Now is this kind of a surprise for you that crypto is not entirely following this, but you can kind of get an idea? Now you can zoom out and look at this. So you're gonna see, like, you bottomed out here, then you went up, the wave 1 and long correction, blah blah, just 100%, and then wave 2 you just blasted through the roof with something like 8,500%. Now that was the biggest wave, agreed. And then if you are looking from the bottom till the top of wave 3, you get this. So compared to wave 1, that's massive, right? 30x. So wave 3 has still done way higher than wave 1 multiple times in XRP if you are looking for it in different time fluctuations. Now you take this into account. Always understand wave 1 is accompanied by huge drop in price. So here in this fluctuation, if you are taking from top to the bottom, you kind of get 40%. Now that's not the macro structure, that's in a nano structure. Then you come up here and then you go here, you got like 43%. Again, this one you changed the trend. So that's 3 wave structure where you change the trend. Now what are we trying to do? If it's going to repeat here and you haven't even completed your wave 1 and you're still getting momentum, the next resistance what we can see is somewhere here, right? Close to 1.6, 1.7. We discussed that previously. Great. Now what does that mean? If we are going to follow similar price action, we are going to drop. Yeah, 1.7, then again we are going to drop. And after that drop, we are still going to continue higher with double the percentage. So that takes you somewhere towards 500%, which is like $7. Great. Now there would be a little bit up, a little bit down, all those would be there. But understand this, we do have a third wave. Now take this into account and say, okay, fine, we are not anticipating it to do something like this where the wave 3 goes crazy. but we can still look like, say for example, the price drops like this 40%. You come back here and then you do something similar, not above wave 2, but say something similar to wave 2 or just below that, you still reach around $20. Now that's what we are talking about. Even if it is less than wave 2 and above wave 1, based on the trend, you are still around $20 or near to that, a little bit above, a little bit below. But if you are prepared for this, you are going to see this microstructure. So how is it going to play out? You are still moving to the upside. Great, fine. So you get that. That's kind of great. You come back down, you go up, you come back down, you go up. Now, don't look at the time frame here because the time can be different. No one knows how it's going to play out. But if you look at this, you kind of get around Jan, right? Jan, late Jan, early Feb kind of stuff. Now this can happen even earlier if the momentum is increasing as we just saw now, because if you look at your indicators in the volume, you're going to see something like this happening. You got the top there, now you're increasing like this. So if this is to follow this one, you're going to top here. So that means it's going to be soon. The wave 2 of this microwave would be somewhere around October, November. Then the late November, you're going to get the wave 3 of this. So you still have a possibility that you can do this in next 3, 4, 5 months. And that from here is 20x your portfolio. Now, if your average is way lower, you're going to get massive numbers. If you were one among them who bought here, you're going to get 100x in XRP. Now, remember, we just talked about a possibility that price can do huge ROI. See, this is what we are talking about, $500. So what does that mean? Usually, we do something similar to wave 1 in wave 3, but this time in crypto we are seeing 2 times that, 3 times that, multiples of that. So if you take that into consideration and say we got like 15x in wave 1, even if you are just taking that with the extended wave, you are still gonna have doubt it's gonna reach there. So what you should do, don't take out your profits too soon. Don't get out of the market too early. Have some units left for something like this, because here what you are definitely going to see is that the price is going to get extended and the asset is having a ton of fundamental, which I don't know at what price that fundamental would be reached, but you know, there is a fundamental. Great, fine. Now whether the price is matching the fundamental or undervalued or overvalued, this is what you are trying to do when you are an investor. If it's undervalued, buying in it. If it's coming to the fair value, now you don't know how much high it's going to go. It's kind of a little bit of slippery slope there, but you're going to still take profits, right? And you still have foot in the market. So if the price goes into overvalued, great. Now overvalued doesn't mean it's going to go down tomorrow. It's going to still continue a little bit higher before it drops. Undervalued doesn't mean it's going to go up tomorrow, right? You are buying at that range. Similarly, when it's overvalued, you are selling at that range. That's what a lot of people misses here. When we did this wave 1, a lot of them didn't actually understand that. So they didn't take profit. Now, we didn't actually get the exact top, but we got somewhere near 1.91. Now, as we continue higher, we are trying to do the same type of analysis and get into those. Now, that's why we follow Patreon on a regular basis, right? We post charts on a regular basis. You get the charts which you want. You get assets which you have in your portfolio, which you are looking ahead to. What? To take your profits. As you go up, you need to take profits. And as you take profit, you need to also rebalance and restructure your portfolio based on fundamental assets, risky assets, medium. That's like, you have some fundamental, but it still has a ton of risk and huge ROI. So it's based on the game of probability. The odds are what you are looking at as an investor. Now, if you take a step back from XRP, look at the real market conditions. Now, you can just look at the market cap. That's the altcoin market cap. We talked about this. We detailed this. Now, what you are looking at the market is something as we detailed previously. If you have that, you can look at the previous videos. We talked about the scenario playing out. Now, it's better to be on a weekly chart so you get a little bit more clarity. Now, see that the RSI is trending higher. Fine, great, you broke this 2, This too, now you are trending up, you are nearing a little bit of resistance, but the MACD is about to cross to the upside. That definitely is a bullish indicator, because as MACD cross to the upside, you're going to get much more volume. Now that means the wave 2 in the altcoin market is just about to start. If you have doubts about what the market did in last cycle for wave 1, look at this. That was like 48x. That's not a small number. Believe me, 48x in your portfolio doesn't look small. Then in wave 2, you kind of did 246x. That's literally the average in the market. Say 50x in wave 1, 250x in wave 2. So that's 5 times. We just talk about 2 to 3 times as an Elliott wave structure, but we told that in crypto that varies sometimes. Some follows 1.8 towards 3, which is 2 to 3 times of wave 1, but some does like this. So in average, when the coin go up, you are looking for 5 times wave 1 in wave 2. Take that number and come into XRP. You are going to be surprised. Why? Because take this into consideration. You have this range which you have already done, $2, and the bottom was 0.51. So that definitely means you literally now have 15x in wave 1, and wave 2 can do up to 5x. So that's 75x. So that changes everything. If you are looking at this, you do have to understand that, right? You're now looking at somewhere near 70 to 75x. So what's your bottom there? Your bottom was 0.5. So now, what are you literally talking about? Say 10 times this, you get $5, and multiply that with 7, you get huge numbers, which is $35. Say somewhere near that. That's not in percentage, that's in dollars. So you come close to this. But if you are preparing to take profit somewhere here and gradually increasing your ROI as you go higher, you're not going to have much of an issue there. Hope that's actually visible. Fine, great. So if you are taking your profits continuously here and now putting this into perspective back, this one, now again we'll jump back into the same chart to see what it was in wave 3. So wave 1 was 50. So you are taking from the bottom till the top of wave 3 and you see 20x. See that? It's half of that. So if it's 15x here, then you're going to get like 7x there. Now you put that into perspective, you come around $220. That's huge difference, right? Previously you kind of saw near 300, but the difference is wave 3 is going to be something similar to wave 1. Now you're seeing that wave 1 is like 15 and wave 3 is going to be 7.5x, but wave 2 is going to give you the maximum ROI. Now in both of them, one thing is similar. Wave 2 is the biggest wave and the huge ROI gainer in your portfolio. So that definitely means if you are into this, you need to understand that clearly, right? Wave 1, you got 15x. If it's according to that, in wave 2, you may actually get 70, 75x. Even if that's not considered, you're looking for 30 to 45x, which makes it the biggest wave, and you don't want to miss this wave in this market cycle. Now, if you are here for next 10 years, you're accumulating all the way, it's fine, because this market cycle, you may still have a year, 1.5 years, and then you're going to go down, because most of the people really miss this stuff. When you talk about the bull market and when you talk, I'm a long-term holder, you also need to understand what's your time horizon like. You are going to move up like this. Say we are somewhere here. The bull market usually is like 2 years. You're already here, say, which is 1 year. Fine, you still have a year or a year and a half left. Say 2 to 2.5 years here. Now, from here, you're going to get a bear market, where you are going to do something like this. That's going to be crazy. 3 to 4 years to the downside. So consider this. Now you have 1 to 1.5 year here, and then around 4 year here. So that's 5.5 years. Then you need another 2 years so that the price moves up. So now you're adding this one, this plus another 2 years. So that's 6, 7, 7.5. So if you have 7 to 8 years a minimum, it's fine. Buy, hold, and be patient. You said you missed early. Fine, you're buying, but you're holding for that long. instead, if you are after the macro gain in wave 2, this is gonna help you a lot. Take your profits, go through that consolidation phase. If you want to buy more, move into alternative assets, you can do that. You can leverage them, increase your ROI. Great. So be an investor, go through the books related to investing on a regular basis, and you're gonna learn a ton of wisdom in investing. And that's really important to stay updated and to maneuver in this market, not only in crypto but any type of market for investing. So guys, I definitely believe you received value, and if you did, please do support the channel. Hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't done that already. So I'm gonna meet you on the next video. Bye for now.